I'd like to report a crime that hasn't happened yet. Have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Welcome back to Just a Guy Reviews. I'm Matt Sula, and today's special presentation is the new Nahnatchka Khan movie on Amazon Prime, Totally Killer. Before we get into what I thought about this movie, please like this video. It really helps out the channel. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. But let's get into the premise of this movie real quick. 35 years after the shocking murders of 3 teens, an infamous killer returns on Halloween night to claim a 4th victim. When 17-year-old Jamie comes face to face with the masked maniac, she accidentally time travels back to 1987. Forced to navigate the unfamiliar culture, Jamie teams up with her teenage mother to take down the psycho once and for all. Now, people have basically been saying that this movie is a combination between Back to the Future and Halloween, which in premise alone, because I seem to be in the minority on this opinion, but I didn't like this movie at all. I will say horror comedy isn't exactly my favorite. I don't think the two should be mixed all that much. I'm not, if you want to throw in a joke here and there in a horror movie, I'm not against that. But for the most part, I'm not a big horror comedy fan. The only one that I can say I've truly enjoyed is Cabin in the Woods. This one was mainly filled the whole time with Gen Z I'm offended humor, which I really don't find funny at all. Like the premise says, she ends up time traveling back to 1987. It's a 17-year-old girl from 2023. So she walks up to her high school, 1987, where she sees that on the side is a logo for the mascot, which is a outdated picture of a Native American, like the old Cleveland Indians logo, and then the Red Devils. And she goes, okay, yeah, there's the racism. And that's a joke. Didn't find it funny. She has to go back to gym class because she's going to school in 1987 for some reason, because someone just said you should be in school. She goes and they just give her a schedule. Pretty dumb. They're pretty much like, oh, look how laid back everyone was in the 80s. There were no rules. Ha ha ha. Not funny. But in gym class, they start playing dodgeball. And they start chucking the balls everywhere at each other, people getting hurt. They show a tooth flying out or something, and she's like, how is this legal? Oh, so bad, so stupid. I thought it was terrible. The first hour of this movie was painful to watch. I thought I was looking at my phone almost the entire time. But I will say the last 30 minutes it did really pick up when they start having to catch this serial killer that's talking about who, by the way, 3 murders. 3 murders 35 years ago. That's what we're dealing with. It's not like fucking Michael Myers who kills 8 people. He comes back. Comes back. It's not like that. It's they have the nerve to call this guy a serial killer. I'm pretty sure 3 people does not make a serial killer. I don't know. I thought this movie didn't hit for me. It seems to, obviously, like I said, it hit for a lot of people. It has an 86% critic score, 81% audience score. And then on Google, weirdly enough, only 46% of people like this movie. So that's a real discrepancy there. 6.8 on IMDb. It has a 3.3 on Letterboxd, which I found out last night when I started rewatching the 2005 World of Worlds, which has a 3.2, which I think is infinitely a better movie. Not only do you have Spielberg directing a awesome blockbuster, but sure, maybe the ending's not as good, but this movie was just utter Gen Z bullshit. I thought I can't really get into these movies where they have these Gen Z people who don't seem like real people. I know I don't know a lot of Gen Z kids these days, but no one ever seems like they're acting like a real person. No one ever seems like in Scream, when they're in high school, they seem like real people. In Halloween, they seem like real people. They don't seem like real people anymore. It's almost like this weird satirical take on today's, which being done by a 50-year-old director really comes off as terrible to me. I don't know. Overall, I gave this movie a 58 out of 100 just because the first hour was unbearable. Last hour was fine. If the rest of the movie was like that, it probably would have been the 70s, but none of the jokes landed, for me at least. If you thought it was funny, whatever, good for you. But 58 out of 100 is what I'm going to go with. Thank you for watching this video. Once again, I'm Matt Sula. Be sure to check out our videos coming in the future. My videos coming in the future. Hopefully soon I will be doing Killers of the Flower Moon. I cannot wait for that movie. Finally, I can probably come on here and say I enjoyed something for once. But until then, see ya.
Oh my God! What? I forgot to bring vodka.